do you think about the Israeli intelligence report accusing UNRWA workers of involvement in the October 7th attack?
This is something we've known for a long time about UNRWA. UNRWA is Hamas. Hamas has full control of the Gaza Strip, so there is no organization within Gaza that is not controlled by Hamas. We have seen for years, decades now, what has been taught in UNRWA schools. We have had their textbooks, which teach about jihad and mass murder and stabbing, and the Jews are apes and pigs, and they stole Palestine, which was a country, even though it wasn't before the Zionism, which, they teach kids to be terrorists. We've seen the videos where kids hope to grow up to be suicide bombers and they like ISIS, and they learn this at UNRWA schools. And this is funded by their tax dollars. But it's not only that. Every major institution in Gaza, right? We've seen during like Operation Protective Edge in 2014, like there were videos of rockets being fired from UNRWA schools. And this one, and we've always had, we've had before where people go into UNRWA buildings and find tunnels and rockets. But now we've seen every single building, UNRWA building, every single one has been proven to be full of Hamas weaponry, Hamas tunnels, Hamas logistical support. Like they're all military buildings that serve Hamas purposes. There is no way that UNRWA did not know that their buildings were being turned into this. Okay? I don't know if you've ever built giant tunnels before, but they require machines. And those machines make a lot of noise. There's like, again, there's no way to miss 500 miles of tunnels being dug in Gaza. These machines are big, they make a lot of noise, there's rumbling. There's no way that UNRWA did not know this is going on. And now we have the group chats of 3,000 UNRWA members who are all cheering on October 7th. And it's not shocking that UNRWA members would be part of the October 7th attack because many people joined in when Hamas broke the border fences. But we have evidence for a long time that UNRWA members are indistinguishable from Hamas, and anyone who goes into any position anywhere in the Gaza Strip is only gets there by virtue of Hamas, which has complete control, or did have complete control over the Gaza Strip since 2006. So it makes sense. Listen, UNRWA's always been pro-terrorist. UNRWA's always been compromised by Hamas. UNRWA's always had weapons and rockets and tunnels in their schools, in their buildings, everywhere. And now we have, more and more evidence of this. So this is not a surprise to anyone who's been paying attention. And this organization should have been defunded long ago. This is one of the major obstacles to peace. We do not need this organization. UNRWA exists to perpetuate Palestinian suffering indefinitely. It creates a system where Palestinians are refugees forever. Literally, Palestinians cannot become non-refugees. Like, if you were, running away from Russia and a Ukrainian refugee just a couple years ago and you came to a different country, you could be naturalized and be made a citizen, and then you no longer become a refugee somewhere. You become a Canadian American or something else. Like you're a refugee for a bit while you're running away, and then you get integrated inside. You're no longer a refugee. This is not how Palestinians work. Every Palestinian is a refugee forever. So like Bella Hadid and Gigi Hadid, these billionaires models who are born in the States, they're legitimately Palestinian refugees. They're classified as refugees. They're born in America into extreme wealth, and they've accrued more wealth and fame. Good on them. Like, I'm not saying Palestinians shouldn't be allowed to become supermodels. Allow them to become supermodels. But don't tell me the Palestinian supermodel born in America is a refugee. Don't tell me that. But that's what UNRWA tells me. And this is why you see so much propaganda and misinformation on it, because, people be like, oh my God, Israel created 200,000 Palestinian refugees this year. It's like, no, those are just Palestinians having babies. This is just some Palestinian woman met some random guy in Denmark, and they fell in love and they got married and they had a baby. And most people think, oh, that's a beautiful thing. That's nice. Kids are the future. But UNRWA says, oh, look, the Israelis just made another refugee. And you go, what's going on here? And this is what UNRWA is. So UNRWA needs to be abolished, defunded, and thrown into the dustbin of history. And recent evidence is overwhelming. They're in bed with Hamas. Hamas is a terrorist organization, and UNRWA failed to distinguish itself from a terrorist organization. Quite frankly, like it is a hub of terrorism, so it should be abolished.